So this is the video for the day. This is what's going to lead you to the worksheet to end the day. It is a shortened hour, but like I said, if you are starting this here, you should be good. And if this is your second video, I think you should still be able to make it through, at least to get to the information, because there is no Math Excel after this. It's just a worksheet we're going to talk about whenever you're done. So there is nothing to rush through. Please make sure you get everything you can out of this, especially since we are going to be adding negatives and decimals to the slope formula, as well as looking at zero and undefined lines. Again, if they want the slope or rate of change and they give you points, the best thing we know to do is to make our table. Put the first two numbers there, put the second two numbers there. Keep in mind it's always this minus that, and that is going to be the first thing that messes you up when you get into negatives. So you have to literally write -5 minus whatever's here, which is -7. Even in your calculators, you don't even need to write the second or the parentheses. You just have to make sure you know when you type it in that you can't write -5 minus -7, because it's going to give you an error. Again, what I typed there was -5 minus -7. What I'm supposed to type is -5 minus -7, and notice how these two are different. Either one of those will work as long as you know what you're doing on that. Bottom line on this though is now you have to do the second x minus the first x, which is 2 minus a -4. Now you take your calculator and type in the top -5 minus -7, which we did already, which is 2. That's on top. 2 minus -4, which again, notice I'm not using the parentheses because it's really not necessary for those. And then 2 over 6. You divide it and convert it into a fraction if you need to. Ends up being 1/3 as your answer there. Alright. That again should be written, please. Sorry, I didn't catch that. That should be written for your notes there, so you have that as a problem to kind of follow. I hope you caught on to that. But anyway, problem 1, which is what you can just watch. The key thing here again, they want the slope. We've got 2 points. I don't like points, I like a table. So let's put these numbers in here, 4.56, 9. And so what we're going to do is this minus that, which is 9 minus 6 over 4.56 minus 2.34. Again, it's this piece minus that piece over this piece minus that piece. Of course, we know 9 minus 6 is 3. We'll need our calculator for that, which is fine. 4.56 minus 2.34 gives me 2.22. And all I have to do now is divide as usual and get a decimal. Now I don't think that this will turn into a fraction. Actually it does. Look at that. 50 over 37 is the fraction that I end up with. In most situations, whenever you have a decimal here, you are probably going to be able to use the 1.35 as an answer, but I guess the calculator converts it, so we don't really have to worry about it. Bottom line on that, take the point. We put them in backwards, didn't we? Take the point, put it in here, take the point, put it in here. And I guess it doesn't matter which way you go, because 6 minus 9 would have been -3. That would have been -2.22. It still would have worked either way. But the bottom line is the points go in basically as they are, and then do the pattern that we've learned so far from the last chapter, even in terms of finding the answer or the rate of change or the common difference, whatever that'll be. Problem 2, again, just watching this for a second. Make your XY table. 8 and 4.7 go here. 4 and 1.6 go here. And again, in the situation, we do this minus that over this minus that. 1.6 minus 4.7, which is -3.1. 4 minus 8 is -4. If you don't know that, then just go ahead and type in 4 minus 8 for yourself. And again, now we have to divide this. -3.1 divided by -4, which gives me 0.775, which again, because this is a decimal, usually works. Let's see if this is a fraction. Look at that. Positive 31 over 40. So you can even turn those into fractions off of that also. So Keep that in mind. Again, keep in mind the decimals should not throw us off because we have a fraction or we have a calculator that does the work for us. Write this down real fast as I give you a chart to help you identify the zero slope. We talked earlier, I don't know if you had to watch the first video, but what I told you was that if I write my name on this line and it's going up, that this is a positive slope, and that if I write my name on a line going this way, that is a negative slope. And the number that's between all the positives and the negatives, especially on a number line, is 0, which means that if you're looking for where 0 is, it's the one that goes straight forward. Alright, so this is one way to do it. I've seen people who make a face. I can't remember how the face is done, but I do know that it exists. I'll probably try to find a way to research that and get that to you. But there is different ways to do that. But just remember again, if you're walking this way upstairs, because you have to walk from left to right, but if you're walking here, you're walking up the stairs, which means you're moving up, which means positive. If you're walking on this one, you're going downstairs or moving down, which is negative. If you're walking this one, you're not moving at all. Like you're walking forward, but you're not moving at all, which makes it 0. The way I like to imagine it is, this one is undefined. And the reason it's undefined is because you can't walk on a straight up wall, which is why it doesn't work. You can walk on a positive slope, you can walk on a negative slope, you can walk on a 0 slope. That's why those exist. Not defined or undefined is a wall. You cannot walk on a wall. You can walk on a hill, on the ground, you can walk down a hill. You cannot walk on a wall. It's impossible. So this is what you want to have to kind of help yourself as we do that. Also, we're going to look at some situations where the slopes are actually undefined or 0 from the beginning. So looking at this question here to kind of wrap this up, we've got 3, 8, and 7, 8. When we do this minus that, we get 8 minus 8 over 7 minus 3, which is 0 over 4. Or if we type that into our calculator, even 0 divided by 4, and please trust your calculator if you don't know, is 0, because our calculator said 0. Not a hard question. You just got to make sure you understand that if you're unsure as to whether it's 0 or undefined, type it in. Your calculator will tell you. Let's look at this last question real quick before we get ready to get out of here, or get ready to get to work. 5, 7, and 5, 3. Following the pattern we have, it's 3 minus 7 over 5 minus 5. 3 minus 7 turns into negative 4 over 0. Type in negative 4 over 0 and see what your calculator tells you. This stands for error. That means your calculator cannot think of an answer that makes sense because you cannot divide by 0. Again, if it doesn't work, type it in again. Negative 4 divided by 0. See if you did it wrong. Nope, it's an error. And anytime your calculator tells you this and that it's an error, it means that this is not defined. And that would be your answer, or not defined. Either way, that's your answer whenever you have it. So again, this is your 0 slope, which is the line that goes sideways. This is an undefined slope, which is a line that goes up and down. So whenever you see it in terms of on your numbers, the calculator is either going to say 0. Again, notice 0 divided by 4 gave me an actual answer of 0. 4 divided by 0, the calculator says, hey, something's wrong, this isn't defined, and that's your easiest way to know the difference. Alright, so get the worksheet from the top of the cart. You can put your computers up at this point and begin working on that. Again, it's a shortened day. Get as much as you can done on that. Ask the questions you need to ask, and other than that, like I said, good luck, and let's get ready to go ahead and wrap up this unit, or wrap up this section, and then move on to something different tomorrow. Good luck.